what's some of the things that you maybe having trouble with? Like what's some of your struggles or what are you dealing with that maybe like a roadblock that you're trying to figure out?
I'll be honest, the only struggle right now is just finding a house, or a contract. I haven't even been able to establish myself, you know. I actually just got business cards,
Nice,
so
man.
I can get to work.
Good, man. Good. Yeah, that's here's the thing. All you really need is to talk to people. That's really all it comes down to. Talk
Yeah.
to people, tell them about what you got going on, and then see if you
Mhm.
can offer them an opportunity or see if they can give you an opportunity or if you can offer them some services. Now, I want to ask
Yeah.
you, how far along in the process are you with like getting your legal stuff set up, getting all that? Did you tell me that you didn't have that set up already?
No, I don't have an LLC yet, but I've definitely researched it. Yeah. As soon as I get like a couple contracts, maybe even just one good one, I'll set up that immediately.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so I'll put it like this. Whenever you
Yes, sir.
start out, what I like to teach is to go out there and do kind of odd jobs, small jobs, things like that, and even doing more work for your friend's mom, that kind of stuff. But once you get a contract, you want to go ahead and establish your business like right away. And say, for instance,
Mm.
you go out there, you do some marketing. Somebody say to you, they want you to start, you know, on June 15th or whatever. From now to June
Mm.
15th, I would say go ahead and start getting all that stuff set in stone because of the fact that
Okay. Yeah.
it's going to get you solidified. And then when it comes down to, paying taxes and all that good stuff, plus they're going to want a W-9 from you.
Yeah.
And you can give them your social, for W-9,
Mm.
but I would I would suggest or recommend going ahead and making it, getting an EIN number to put on your W-9 and give that to them for tax purposes. And then you have a business checking account, all your expenses and your sales are all tracked through there. It's really going to keep you organized and keep you structured from the jump. But yes, I do recommend
Yeah.
just getting out there and getting started regardless. But
Yeah.
but for instance, if you walked into my office one day and I'm an office manager and you asked me, hey, my name is BJ, I'm with Gladly, we'd like to just see if you guys may be interested in cleaning services, and they tell you, yeah, give me a walkthrough right now. You know, you give them a walkthrough and they say, you know what, we want to go with y'all. Boom. When they ask you for all this stuff, you're gonna wanna have that set in stone.
Yeah.
So just sorry about the rambling, but just
Mm.
just a thought,
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
yeah. But
I mean, I hate to give one last minute and then not even have the stuff prepared for them.
yeah, yeah. And here's
Yeah.
the thing too that you can do is just at least start getting quotes for like your insurance, just so you can have everything ready. And then as soon as you get an opportunity, it's like boom, boom, boom. That's what I did down here in Florida. I moved to Florida about a year ago, a little over a year ago. And I came out here just like you're saying, like I went out there and just did some marketing. I had my business established in Arkansas, but I was literally just out here, no entity set up in Florida. And I just was like, let me see what happens. And then as soon as that happened, when I got an opportunity, that's when I went like crazy, getting everything set in stone. But anyway, it's possible.
Yeah, the funny thing is, like, I've watched a lot of YouTubers on the cleaning business or whatever for the past
Yeah.
like 10, 11 days, and most of them have the exact same, like, similar story. They literally moved and then started their cleaning business from scratch.
Mhm.
Almost all of them. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
And then I'm
Yeah.
about to do the same thing.
Good, man. Yeah. Are you moving or you just moved
Yeah.
there? How's that work?
Yeah. In a couple years, I'm moving to Utah, Salt Lake City.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh man, that's great.
Yeah.
It's a door to door. The door to door game up there is nice. They expect that.
Oh yeah.
So, are you from there? You got family there? How's that work?
No, one of my friends, we're basically also business partners, but we haven't like established any of that. Like
Yeah,
we haven't made any business together,
yeah,
but really, really close to him. And he moved to Utah, and I figured why not in a couple years just change my zip code after gaining some experience in Arkansas.
yeah, yeah, man. That's good. Good idea. Another thing too about moving away from your home city. This is where, oh, speaking from experience, my experience, it's one of those things where
Mm.
it kind of forces you, it literally forces you out of your comfort zone, and it just makes you think different, makes you think bigger, and it stretches you, you know what I mean? And it forces you to be comfortable being uncomfortable, and to that comfortable,
Yeah.
and so that's comfortable, you know what I mean? And then,
Yeah.
but that's just how that works. Just like this YouTube stuff for me, man. Like I wasn't doing this back home in Arkansas. I got here and found myself in this position where I didn't have anybody out here really. I'm just learning this new experience, and boom, got on here, and now I'm comfortable doing it, so to speak. But but yeah, man. So tell me, like, what's your objective in this? What's your goal? Are you looking to go residential or commercial? How's that working?
Yeah, so my general game plan was to start with residential, just easier door to door and whatnot. And I feel because I don't have the right, I just bought a bunch of equipment for basically residential, right? Just went to Sam's Club, got whatever I could
Yeah,
that made sense. And then after I got enough funds from that, enough consistency, maybe like 4 or 5 houses, I'd be able to quit my job and buy the commercial cleaning products I actually wanted to buy. So
yeah,
yeah, that's my
great.
general game plan.
Okay, cool, man. Cool. So do you have any prospective clients right now, or you have any friends or family that you could potentially call on, or have you tried that?
There is actually one office I was gonna call, but this is like the first day I even figured out I wanted to do this housekeeping business. So I did my research and due diligence before even jumping into that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. And so I guess if you followed any of
Hmm.
some of my content, like one of the things I teach is just reaching out to friends and family, like, and then starting to build up your portfolio of pictures and
Yeah.
testimonials, stuff like that, to establish some sort of presence in the marketplace. And that's gonna make you look legit. And once you start doing that, even what you're doing right now too with your friend, you can start taking some of those photos,
Yeah.
just little stuff, where I don't know how big the
Yeah.
office is. You got some?
Mhm. Yeah,
Good,
I've got some photos of office.
good, man. Good. You have so you got a Google or something established?
Yelp.
A Yelp?
I've just got a Yelp right now. Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool. That's cool too. So
Mhm.
I would recommend getting on Google too. Have you tried that?
Not yet. I didn't know the like because I was gonna make an LLC then do that. I didn't know
Uh,
the how that worked. Yeah.
okay, cool. So I want to say you can do Google without having an LLC. I believe you can.
Actually, I think I actually set it up, but I'm waiting for the verification process or something like
Got you.
that. But it
Got
has
you.
been a few
Okay.
days, so I forgot all about that. Yeah.
Okay, got you. So what's going on with the verification? Are they asking for a
I don't know. I
video?
haven't checked in. No,
Oh,
I think they were just letting it process or something
okay,
like that.
cool. They've started doing this whole sending a video thing, which it's new.
Oh,
When I started in Arkansas, I guess I did that in Google about 5 years ago. When I did it, it was not like that. They just needed me to send in a postcard. They sent me a postcard. I need to send it back or something like that. I need to
yeah.
verify like that. But nowadays, they're asking for a video to verify if you're a real human, if you're a real business. And
Yeah.
and one thing, if this happens for you, one thing that I would say that I did was I literally just took a picture or a video of my cleaning supplies
Mhm.
and where my stuff was stashed, and I just said, hey, you can even take your business card. You can say, this is my business card, this is my cleaning supplies, this is my setup. We are a cleaning service that goes and service buildings and houses, other places. So we don't have an actual like storefront type of office. And it was as simple as that. And then I stopped the video and
Yeah.
I sent it. So anyway, when that happens, that just a tip, man. And I say this because of
All right.
Google. Google is legit, man. I've gotten a lot of clients off of Google. So that could help you too, for real.
Yeah. Speaking of, did you get to see my logo on my email?
I believe so. Yes. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the heart. That's a nice touch. It's a nice touch too. So
With the sparkle.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, for sure. And so when I think about it, I'm gonna just be totally transparent with you. When I see gladly made, I do think residential. It makes me think it
Mhm.
makes me think residential a little bit more. But here's
Yeah.
the thing, though. That's why I say it's important to start getting your Google going because that'll really shape the way that your business is portrayed. Like your
Yeah. Yeah, I saw your video with the he did a lot of outside work and stuff like that. So he
right.
would mainly clean that outside, and his Google reviews were loaded with those, but he wanted to do more housekeeping as well.
Mhm.
So you recommended to him to get more accounts on the
Yes.
housekeeping part of things.
Yeah, man. So that's the thing. It's just a matter of how your business is being portrayed. What is it? How does it look
Mhm.
to the eye of the consumer? You know what I mean? So just keep that in
Mhm.
mind. I think it's great. That is
Yeah.
perfect. It's clean. It's clear. That is good. That's gonna work. Thing about it though is yeah, just make sure whatever you want your customer or potential client to feel, make sure that's
Mhm.
showing on your Google, your website, whatever it is.
Mhm.
And of course, you just can start it just to establish yourself. However, my company out
Yeah.
in Arkansas, man, I had some of everything on there.
Yeah, and I really like the church idea. I'm definitely gonna do that one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. For real. And there's a lot of churches out there where you are too, small and medium sized churches. There's probably some large ones out there, but
Mhm.
I know for sure a
Yeah,
lot of
there's a
small.
couple big ones.
Yeah, 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 man. Target those too, and just
Mhm.
talk to them because they all need them. They all need our services. I actually just got an email 3 days ago from one of the churches that I have in Arkansas, letting me know that they're putting in their 30-day notice because my guy hadn't been doing good lately. So,
Yeah.
but there's nothing I can do about that, because I'm not there. And I told him,
Mhm.
I understand, but that happens. But had I been there, I mean, we could have that contract for the next. I've had it for 2 years already,
Yeah.
you know, and I took really good care of it. So all that to say, the churches they need you, they need your services,
Okay.
and so you can absolutely start there too, man.
Churches, I mean, they're some of the staple points of towns and cities
Absolutely.
like that. My main principles was that I've never seen you go up to Little Rock, you might see like a maid car here and there, and I think the biggest one established is Molly Maids. That's one of the only ones you'll really see, and I realized like Whitehall is really growing right now, right? Like at a rapid rate, and I see a lot of residential areas, like just big compact residential areas, suburbs. No, I don't see any like established made companies. I look them up on Google, maybe like one or two that are two reviews or so. So I feel like I can just, kind of take over the market here.
Yeah, man. Write down somewhat of a strategy that you feel like that you can be able to do. And it's a
Mhm.
matter of just talking to these people, just going out there and talking to people.
Mhm.
I mean, that's literally all it comes down to is
Yeah.
just is communicate your message and your business to different decision makers out there in that market, and then making your company look like something in their eyes. You know what I mean? Whether that's,
Yeah.
getting your Google going, getting your Yelp, just having some place for them to go to. Like, you know,
Mhm.
if they ask you for, well, could you send us some more information? Perfect. Like immediately I got some for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether that's a
Building your
yeah, 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 man.
building your like online presence, pretty much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just yes, that's really all it is. Do you look like a legitimate company? And some people will just give you an opportunity just because, and they won't even care about it. But a lot of people, that perspective or that perception really matters. You know what I mean? That really matters. And I wanted to ask you this too, like right now, what's working for you and what's not? Like, what's some of the things that you feel like you may be having the most trouble with?
Well, I just haven't put in effort. Like I've already done all the research and stuff. Now it's the time to put in a lot of effort into
Yeah,
actually marketing myself.
yeah. You got it, man. Like,
Mm.
honestly, how old are you?
19 and a half or
19?
so. Yeah.
That's amazing,
Hmm.
man. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Check this out. dude, if you do one thing a day, just do one thing a
Mhm.
day. You're gonna, I mean, you look up this time next year, you're gonna be in a whole different space. You know what I mean? And it could be something, it could be real
Yeah.
for you. Do you have
Mhm.
so I know you got your friend that helps you that you help out.
Mhm.
You have more people like in your mind right now. Like, say for instance, you go out there and you end up finding a big account and they want to go with you. You have some people in mind that you just feel like where you could just pull them on in there and help you out. Excuse the interruption. Y'all know how I do. If you're getting any value out of this video, go ahead and give me a like on this one so I can spread to more people in our community. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I've got like 4 guaranteed because I'm lucky enough to be this young and have like friends right out of high school that
Mhm.
I can just I already have one I know is down for sure. Of course, my roommate slash business partner down 100%, and then his brother. So that's already 3 people right there.
Good,
That's 2 different crews that get going.
good, good, man. So
Mm.
what are you waiting on, man?
Nothing.
There we go.
It's time
Because
to go.
yeah, that's the thing about it. It's like, okay, and I think the main thing will be taking those steps to get it legitimate.
Yeah.
And of course, you wanna do what you can right now. I always say like you don't. It's not super necessary to go out and go ahead and do everything at the beginning, but it's you want to start taking steps. You know what I mean? Just one thing every day, one thing every single day, and that's kind of how we did it when we got started. I was 22, so you already got a huge head start. But when it
Mhm.
comes down to it, it just compounds. You know what I mean? And like I say all the time, the only reason that I am where I am now, I've been able to move my family down here to Florida. My wife helps me out in the business. She doesn't actually have a other 9 to 5. She homeschools our boys. Like we literally just went to the beach yesterday. I go to the beach whenever. Like this type of stuff
Yeah.
happens because of momentum. You know what I mean? And the compound
Mhm.
effect. But you have to start. That's the
Mhm.
thing about it. And it just stacks upon each other. I'm talking about like videos, photos, all the stuff I have, my Googles, everything. We look so legitimate because of the fact that we just got started. You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
one step a day. And I think that'll be like a challenge that I want to give you is to just do one thing, at least one thing a day. You know what I mean? Like this right here,
Mhm.
this is great. This is a good one thing because if
Mhm.
anything, I want to at least inspire you and motivate you to go ahead and get that ball rolling because it is
Yeah.
possible. And if you got this goal of getting out there to Utah, man, it can
Oh
happen. But
yeah.
you want to go up
Mhm.
there with something behind you, right? And so that's what it comes
Yeah.
down
Oh, for
to.
sure.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, man. Just
Mhm.
just just do one thing every day that'll get you there, and then talking to more people,
Mhm.
doing your studying on YouTube and stuff, but also going and implementing, man. That was the main thing that was big for me is because yeah, I would binge so many different YouTubes and I would listen to so many different people talk, tell me this, tell me that. And it's like, bro, after a while, you gotta start getting the experience. That's
Yeah,
what
no, I mean, you can only research about 10% of the time.
yeah,
After 10%, you just gotta go. Yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. So I want to ask you this too. Like what in your mind right now, like in sequence, what is the next step for you that you feel like you need to take?
Yeah, that's the hardest part. Definitely just trying to get the first step.
Yeah,
Probably I was thinking just going to a church and seeing what I could do from there
yeah,
because just
yeah,
doing that to get started.
absolutely. Yeah, for sure. So do you have a church, a local church that you attend or that you close to?
No, it's actually yeah, no, it's actually a buddy. One of the people I can get on board with this cleaning stuff, and I was just gonna clean it with him, just
Yeah.
see what I could do. I mean, churches are build big connections.
Yes.
I mean, everybody goes there.
Yeah, man. It's a huge hub of people. Like that's what really works for me. And I always
Mhm.
talk about mental real estate too. Like you become the cleaning guy in the church, and that whole
Yeah.
circle, they talk and they tell, like, oh, if you got this problem, like call this guy. And that happened for me.
Mhm.
and that can happen for you too, especially in one of those towns like that too. Oh man, it's possible. It's just a matter of, yeah,
Oh
you
yeah.
going ahead and doing it, and then thinking about just doing just somewhat of a like
Mm.
pro bono type work where you do something one time for somebody and say, hey, just if you don't mind, just giving me a,
Just to get, yeah.
yeah, man, get a review, get them to talk about you, make a Facebook post about what you just did. You got a Facebook page for your business?
Yeah, I actually just set up a Facebook and also set up an Instagram just because it looked cool on the business card to have that logo.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's what's up. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, so to that point, Instagram is like it's cool for it, but speaking from
Yeah.
experience, it's like people are really on Facebook though doing that. Your target audience for that type of
Mhm.
business is definitely on Facebook. And I'm speaking from experience because that's how it happened for me too. And people make posts like looking for a cleaning service. Can somebody, help me out? And people start tagging your business. You know what I mean? And that's gonna happen a lot too. But you gotta establish that presence. And I would say, yeah, in my head, if you don't mind me telling you, the
Mhm.
thing that I think you should probably be looking at is number one, getting more experience with, whether that's doing something for free for somebody or just asking people if you could show them what you could do. I mean, I'm talking about
Mhm.
aunties, uncles, cousins, whatever.
Mhm.
You're doing that for them too. And then number two is establishing that presence on your Facebook and Google, all that good stuff, making it look like something. And then three,
Mhm.
for sure, looking at, okay, if I were to get a legitimate client, a big client, what would I need to do? Like you need to have all that lined out, like ready to go. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna ask you for a W-9. They're gonna ask you. Well, for sure they're gonna ask for a W-9 because they want to write that off on taxes that they're paying you. So that's one thing for sure. They may ask you for general liability insurance. That's 9 times out of 10.
Mhm.
If it's a sophisticated type of client, they're going to ask you for that. And then
Mhm.
every now and then they may ask you for a workers' compensation. Now, in Arkansas, what I did was I did exempt. I went down to Little Rock to the state. What's that building name? I think it's the Department of Labor. I feel like it's the Department of Labor.
Department of Labor.
Yeah. But you
Mhm.
can Google it and find that building, and you can tell them that you
Yeah.
want to do a workers' compensation exempt form, and they can get you one of those. And I used that quite a few times when I got asked for workers' compensation. I told them, hey, I
Mhm.
have exempt, and I used that. But majority of the time, 9 times out of
Okay.
10,
Yeah.
they're gonna ask you for that W-9. They're gonna ask you for a uh, the general liability insurance, and then you may look into a
Mhm.
surety bond as well. And I had one of those too, but I found out that, and if it's just you cleaning and you trust your guys, like you think like nobody's gonna steal anything crazy, you don't necessarily have to have that surety bond. But you start building a team and
Yeah.
stuff, you probably do want to look into that. But those two things for sure, just start looking at that. But yeah, man, it just comes down to talking to more people, man. That's what it comes down to. Any more questions though, man? I want to answer some more questions.
Yeah. So this one's more of a chemical question.
Mhm.
Dilution is very confusing. That's why eventually, whenever I get bigger, I'm gonna like have a dilution machine, of course. So like, dilution's very confusing. That's about it.
Oh, okay,
Like
cool,
one
man.
gallon for 62 gallons.
Yeah,
Bring that down to 16 ounces, and it's like half an ounce or something like that. I don't get it.
yeah, yeah. So okay, let's do this. So for my business, for the cleaning business in general, we really only have about 3 or 4 chemicals that we use on a normal basis, and one is your all-purpose cleaner, right? You can do an all-purpose cleaner. I use Mr. Clean, and I have a video about that too, by the way. You can check that one out.
It's only chemical I don't have all purpose. I
Yeah,
have floors, the disinfectant, and degreaser kind of chemicals, you know.
Okay,
So
cool,
yeah,
cool. Okay, perfect. So check that video out. I go over that as well. And um, I think most all, excuse me, most all-purpose cleaners, you can use them straight, but I use Mr. Clean,
yeah,
and on that bottle, the label will show you too, like what to do. But on a lot of those, it's pretty standard. You can use it straight, and I
yeah.
do it sometimes.
Mm.
But general rule of thumb, what I do is on those bottles, if I have my spray bottle, I will fill the spray bottle up with the chemical halfway, and the rest of it is water, and that'll give me a 1-to-1. That's kind of how I think about it, just in
Okay, yeah,
simple terms. And then with disinfectant spray, I use that straight, pretty much. Most of it is straight. And then just read the label. And also too, you could go to the chemical store or janitorial supply store in your area and ask them questions. They love to talk. They love to talk because they're gonna be trying to sell you stuff, but just go there and just
yeah,
ask them questions like ask them what are the big players using out here, like what y'all sell a lot of, and the people who do a lot of business in this area, what are they using from y'all as far as disinfectant, all-purpose cleaner, floor solutions, all that good stuff, because that'll show you somewhat of like the standard. And somebody young too, as they gonna talk and be like, hey, do this, do that, and that'll get you right. Also, when it comes down to like glass cleaner, that's pretty straightforward. I like to use Sprayway, and then when it comes down to
yeah.
the floor cleaners, how I do it is the I use neutral cleaners, and the neutral floor cleaner I have is I do 2 ounces for 1 gallon, you know, and what I have is I have a pump bottle that
Yeah.
lets out an ounce per pump. So I put that on my chemical, my floor chemical, and I'll just I might do 3 sometimes if it's really soiled, but I'll do 2 pumps of that, and I'll put a gallon of water in there, and I'm good to go. And that's kind of how that goes every single time, actually. In fact, before
Mm.
we got on this call today, I just went and cleaned a building. I did one of the building out here by the beach that I have that I was anyway. I'm still in the field too. I got a team, but I'm still in the field as well.
Mm.
And so that's how I just did that. 2 pumps and water. And
Yeah, it's
so
just really confusing because the 16, like I have 16 fluid ounces of in a spray bottle.
uh,
Like, so basically, am I adding just like this much chemical, like very little? If it's like the one
so
that's 64 or something.
what's the chemical that you have?
Uh, I can actually bring it right quick.
Okay, cool.
I've got this one.
Okay, nice. Yeah, man. So that's at Sam's. I like that too. That's good stuff.
Yep.
So what does it say on the bottle actually?
How many gallons it makes?
Yeah. Well, what is it? How does it tell you to dilute it?
So on the back, it tells you to dilute it differently for different things. So for medical, it would be like 2 ounces per gallon of water, 1 ounce per gallon of water for like, I don't know what that is. Vir- Virucide,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then
So yeah,
non-medical 1 ounce per gallon of water.
got you. Okay. So yeah. So
Mm.
in that case right there, if you look at your spray bottle, if you get a good spray bottle from like a Home Depot or something like that, I don't think Sam's have spray bottles, but I know like a Home Depot,
No,
even
yeah,
Walmart has. Yeah,
Home
and
Depot.
so on the bottle, it should say 1 ounce. But here's the thing, too, though, man. And yeah, I would follow that actually. So on disinfectant sprays, because there's one out here that's really strong that I ended up buying, and I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but it's really strong. And yeah, they literally want you to dilute it right at that 1 ounce per gallon. But how that would look is you could take a measuring cup and just
Yeah.
do if you could do a half an ounce. something like half an ounce and just pour it into your bottle and then fill the rest up with water and you will be fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what because I was doing the exact same thing yesterday, just testing, like practicing measuring, and that's what we did. Like tried to put like about half an ounce, but our measuring cup didn't have fluid ounces, so we were trying to transfer into
Oh,
grams.
oh, got you.
But I'm sure it's not that complicated. I could just probably
Yeah, man.
just add a
Yeah, and here's the thing too. If it's too strong for you, like if the smell is too strong and you all that'll tell you too. You'll know like, okay, this is
okay.
too strong. But if anything, yeah, bro, just you can just ask the guys at the janitorial supply store if they have some sort of measuring technique that they would recommend
Yeah.
for you, and that can get you right because we all deal with it, man. And it just takes experience and doing it over
Yeah.
time. And once you really start figuring that out, you're not even gonna think about it no more. You're just gonna be doing it. Like right
Yeah.
now, today is my big restock day, because of the fact that first of the month, a lot of my people like we need new mop heads, we need new floor cleaner, we need new glass cleaner. Some of the buildings, like I'm about to go out there and be doing a lot of that after we get out this call. But like that it just comes down to like you just kind of know how to do it. But this is great that you are getting the experience, you testing it out, and
Yeah.
keep experimenting, man. Just and that's with everything. But make sure you're doing things that's going to move the needle for real.
Yeah.
And that's more like having conversations with people who like decision makers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have conversations with decision makers. Go out there and just present your business to them and see how you can make something happen. And it's going to work. It's going to work. I want to ask you this too. What strategy are you using the most? Like, are you going out door to door, or are you cold calling, or?
Yeah, no, since I just got these business cards, I'll be able to start going door to door and also just going to the churches and talking to different people.
Yeah,
That's my main strategy right now.
yeah,
Because residential out here is looking real nice.
very nice. Good, man. Good. That's great. And you might look at doing a little flyer too, man, if it comes down to it. You know,
Yeah.
you're perfectly fine with that right there too, because it's something that you can leave with them. And also don't
Mhm.
leave empty-handed too. You know, when you're going out there, make sure you get something from them too. Make sure you get their card or their email address or something whenever you leave, because you can follow up with them later on, especially if they showing some sort of interest. All right, y'all. Thank you to my guy BJ of Gladly Made from my home state of Arkansas. He is going to do great out there. And y'all, just take one step a day, right? I hope you got some value out of this. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.